name is Nicolette Gilbert. I'm a nurse practitioner. I just graduated from nurse practitioner school in last December. So I've been an RN for over 10 years. And I love being a nurse, but I love teaching nursing more, right? So I started doing tutoring since 2012 officially to get paid, but I've been tutoring since 2007 while I was in school. So it's something that I enjoyed. Actually, I didn't join the nursing program because I wanted to do bedside. I did it because my aunt was like, you need to eat. So I'm just being real and transparent. You're going to see my style. I'm very open and transparent about who I am and what I'm about. Anyway, so while in nursing school, I didn't really like it as much because my aunt was a nurse for many years and she was such a darn good nurse that she did over and beyond. And it kind of made her suffer a little bit because she was just too caring. So I thought, like, that's not the life for me. Anyway, so when I actually got into nursing school, I started doing well enough that I did really great. And my teacher was like, Nicolette, could you help these kids? And I'm like, okay. And then when I started to do it, I was like, oh my God, this is what I want to do for my life. Like I loved it. I love the theory. So what you're going to get from me is that passion and that understanding because I've given my life to that. Like I've always wanted to be a teacher, and then I became a nurse, and now I'm a nurse teacher. So it's great. Let's get to the actual topic of today, right? That we're going to the notes here. So these notes here, if you want the full length of the notes, you see like it has fluid and electrolytes, blood and disorders, neurological disorders, oncology, psych, nursing, all of that stuff, right? If you want all of it so that you can kind of get ahead of your class, you can go ahead and purchase that and you have the nursing notes. Nursing is nursing, right? Every school has a different teacher that gives a different flavor to it, but it's the same context and the same content. You go to any state, any country, and you're still going to do nursing. In the same way, any nursing textbook will give you the same nursing information, but just spoken by a different person. So if you want the notes ahead of time, go ahead and go into here and on Thinkific. So moving on. So now we have so the functions, the neuromuscular activity, maintain fluid balance or fluid volume, distribute water, all of that, right? So now let's talk about mechanism of fluid balance. Okay, so you ingest the water, right? Or the fluid, or the juice, or whatever it is, or the food that has water in it. And it has to go into your system, right? And it goes down your esophagus, into your small intestine, into your large intestine, all of that. But as it does this process, once it gets to your large intestine, it's absorbed out of all the food, all the food that you have. The water is pulled out of it, right? And it goes into your small intestine as well. And it goes into the kidney, right? So the kidney is really the place where the water is processed and filtered. And what you need to know is 90% of potassium is excreted, right? Through the kidney. But thinking about this 90%, actually 90% of everything that goes through your kidney, even though it says 90% is excreted here, but think of the same 90% is sent back, right? So meaning it kind of, it's a real filter system. It doesn't want to lose but so much. So it will only allow you to lose 10%. So a lot of things that goes to the kidney will get filtered right back so you can reuse and recycle them, right? But the kidney is super important to regulate your fluid because what it does is once it sees that you have too little, it'll say, okay, pituitary, we got an issue. We don't have enough water. So I need you. What I do is I open up the floodgates to get rid of it. So what I need you to do is help me to shut down. And so it sends a signal for the vasopressin and the other, what is it? Angiotensin 1, angiotensin 2, so that it can shut down the system, right? And there's the Reglan and not Reglan, I forget the word, that the medication that you use. There's different medications that you can use and also different mechanism of the body that will shut down your kidney so that it can either hold the fluid, right, or release the fluid. It also has to do with ADH too. No, I'm sorry, antidiuretic hormone, not ADH. Antidiuretic hormones, right, that are stimulated by the pituitary. So the kidney has a lot to do with filtering and keeping in and releasing water. We have also the lungs, and you think, what? The lungs, doesn't that have to do with air, right? Well, what it is it's water vapor, right? When I breathe in and I'm outside in the cold and I breathe out, there's a vapor, right? Also your skin and hormone control with the ADH, right? That we were just talking about, and aldosterone was the word that I was looking for before. So just since we're mentioning this, and we're going to see it later on, and one of the things that you'll notice that I do often is I do a lot of repeating. And when again I mention to you, when I say a lot of repeating, is because it's important and it'll come over again, right? So there's something called sensible loss and there's something called insensible loss. With sensible loss, it's something that's measurable, right? That's when you pee, when you have diarrhea, or when you vomit, right? You can actually measure it in a cup, in a urinal, in something that has a measuring something, right? That's sensible loss. That's how you can lose fluids. But you see here, the lungs and the skin, you're losing fluid too with perspiration and like fever and when you're sweating. But you can't measure it. You can't scoop it up and then put it in the cup and see like, oh, she lost 100 cc's. You can't do that. But it's still a loss. Like people can die from just a fever, not only because of the heat of the body and it's brought the body out of equilibrium, right? But there's a lot of fluid that's being lost. I actually was watching a documentary, and someone was bitten by a snake, and like from the time they were bitten to a couple of hours, the amount of sweat that they produce caused them to be dehydrated. And we do know we don't have to get bitten by a snake. We know in the summertime, how many people, the older people and the little kids, babies, infants, toddlers, whatever, if they're left out in the sun, if they don't drink enough water, they will die because they sweat off all the fluid. So it is insensible loss and it can kill you. So definitely monitor that. So the ADH hormone too, that's important to know, right? Because if something is wrong with that, the body will not know to either keep the fluid or let it go, and it'll be out of whack, and that's going to be a problem, right? So definitely know that. For more information on how to register for classes and get help from our tutoring center, visit www.gabnicnursingtutor.com. That is www.gabnicnursingtutor.com. To view our free or paid classes, sign up on www.thinkific.com. That's www.thinkific.com and register for the pre-recorded classes of your choice after searching for the Gab-Nic Tutoring Center uploads. We offer in-person tutoring and Zoom calls. You can also find us on YouTube for more free classes and tips on how to do better in nursing. We are also on Facebook, where we upload articles, tips, and tricks on how you can make your journey to becoming a nurse smooth and near effortless. Did I mention Instagram? Basically, we are everywhere. So check us out or call 917-602-9927 and we will tell you just how to join. See you soon!